So we're into the quarterfinals in Rome, and we've got the quarterfinal we were all hoping for. Carlos Alcaraz versus Jack Draper. This is the preview. Let's go through it. That's right, and before we go anywhere, make sure you've hit a like and subscribe to the channel. Let's get stuck into this, and Jack Draper continues his good run of form on the clay courts, and this one a tough matchup. It was against the Frenchman Moutet, and he lost the first set 6-1, but then he came through 6-4, 6-3, and makes back-to-back Masters quarterfinals on clay for the first time. It wasn't an easy day at the office. He's a tricky customer, Moutet. And when he's playing his best tennis, a great touch he has, some good drop shots, some great feel on the ball. But Jack Draper using his experience to come through, and Moutet was even very complimentary when they met at the net. Jack's figured out how to win consistently, even without his best tennis. His first Rome quarterfinal, his 22nd win of 2025. This young man is resilient, and well, his ranking speaks volumes. One win away. Jack Draper is now one win away from becoming world number 4 for the first time in his career in Rome. Let's go, Jack. Everybody in the UK is supporting strong, and I would love to see a number 4 next to his name come Roland Garros. It's going to be a tough ask, though, in the quarterfinals. Jack, 23 years, 126 days old, has become the youngest British player in the Open era to reach the men's singles quarterfinal at the Italian Open. He may well break more records. Going on being a Brit, we don't have that much to shout about. Obviously, we had Andy Murray, but yeah, I think that this kid is made of some very, very stern stuff. But does he have enough to take out the young, impressive phenom Carlos Alcaraz? Well, he now improved to 5-0 versus Kalen Khachanov, and he defeated the Russian 6-3, 3-6, 7-5 to reach the quarterfinals for the first time in Rome. And he completes the set of Masters 1000 quarterfinals, and the 10th and the youngest active player to do it. And Jose Morgado put out another good tweet here saying he's now reached at least the quarterfinals in all the big tennis events possible. 22 years and 8 days old. So that's Australian Open quarterfinal he's been to. He's won Roland Garros. He's won Wimbledon twice. He's won the US Open. Won Indian Wells twice, Miami, Monte Carlo, Madrid twice. Insane, really. Quarterfinals in Canada, final in Cincinnati, Shanghai quarterfinal, Paris quarterfinal, ATP final, semi-final, and the Olympic final as well. The stats keep rolling in for Carlitos. I know that we were saying something for Coco Gauff with having her young name put to a lot of stats as she continues to break these records. 75 being the number since the format's introduction in 1990. Carlos Alcaraz, 98 matches, has become the third fastest player to 75 ATP Masters 1000 match wins, after Nadal with 91 and Stefan Edberg with 97. Yes, and you can see there just after him is Pete Sampras with 99 and Jim Courier with 100. He was asked about Jack Draper after his match, and he said, "Your record in quarterfinal is strong, but it's a stern test tomorrow, isn't it?" Carlos said, "Jack is playing great. The way he's playing is really high. I've been watching his matches. His results lately are huge. I have to be ready for that. I think that it'll be a great battle. My record in quarterfinals is pretty good, but every match is different. I have to show my best tennis if I want to beat him. Let's see. Last time I played him, I lost. I have to take the good things about the match and the bad things. Have to learn about that. Let's see tomorrow." Yes, and if we think back to when that actually was, that was at Indian Wells where Jack Draper defeated Carlos Alcaraz. I think that is a telling factor, being at Alcaraz, one of his best tournaments at Indian Wells. To do that to him there, that can play on his mind a little bit, surely. Obviously, you would think he would be the heavy favourite playing on the clay, but they've never played on the clay before. This is both of their Rome quarterfinal debut. So both playing big tennis. I'd say out of the performances in their last match, I would say the more wow factor would probably go to Alcaraz. I would say Draper got the job done in a little bit more of a business-like way. But I'd say the exceptional tennis was probably more played by Alcaraz, but there were lots of dips and peaks in his tennis, which sometimes can make you come a cropper if you come against someone very, very consistent. And something else to take away from the match that is playing tomorrow is the fact that it's number 1 in the race versus number 2 in the race as well. This is massive. I'm just going to have a quick look at the live rankings as it stands as well. I'll just bring them up on the screen for you. Here we go. You can see, obviously, if Alcaraz, well, he can't go above Jannik Sinner in this tournament, but he can consolidate his number 2 spot. We've got, obviously, Zverev knocking on the door. He's still in the tournament as well. But Draper only 15 points behind Taylor Fritz at the moment. He would love to get that number 4 spot for Roland Garros. That would be absolutely huge for him. Let's get to my prediction. It's a bit of a head scratcher, this one. I'm going to take a quick look at the odds to see which way the bookies are favoring this matchup. And as expected, pretty heavy in favor of Carlos Alcaraz. They're going for 1.4 in favor of Alcaraz. Draper at 3s. So I still think Draper is good money. I think that is worth a bet. Draper, the way he's been performing, Draper with the confidence. Alcaraz wasn't that convincing, I don't think, against Kalan Khachanov. Not enough to make me think he's super dominant. Doesn't mean that he couldn't go out there and just put on an absolutely brilliant display against Draper. That is definitely possible. But Jack Draper may be in the head of Carlos Alcaraz right now. And I think he's aware that he's already lost to him this year. He might be out for revenge. Or maybe Draper is just closing the gap. I'm going to go for a punt. And I'm going to say Jack Draper wins this one in 3 sets. This is it's a big punt, but I think there's more on the line for Draper here than there is for Alcaraz. And I think he wants that number 4 spot. And I think he has confidence now that he can beat Carlos Alcaraz. But call me crazy if you want, and if you're going to do it in that comment section. Do you agree with me, or do you think Carlos Alcaraz is going to just sweep him off the court with some electric clay court tennis? I want to know your thoughts. Or do you agree with me? Does Jack Draper get the job done again and level the head-to-head? Well, it's going to be an exciting one no matter what, and I'll be bringing you some reactions after the match as well, so make sure to stay tuned for that too. But if you haven't done so, smash a like, subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow for more tennis action.